Hello everyone, Charles Watts here, the Arsenal correspondent at Goal, joining you on Tuesday as we head towards Arsenal's first game in the Europa League at this season, a group stage game against Rapid Vienna on Thursday night. I'll have a quick chat about that game later on in this video, talk about a few other things as well. But the main theme of this one is news today about Mesut Ozil and Arsenal's 25-man Premier League squad, which has to be submitted today in about 45 minutes, in fact. Or by the time you're watching this video, it probably would have just been submitted to the Premier League. But I will talk to you about that as well. But before I get into that, just the usual niceties, saying thank you everyone for all your support on this channel. Appreciate it as always. And if you're just stumbling across it for the first time, as I always say, my name is Charles Watts. I'm the Arsenal correspondent at Goal. I cover Arsenal up and down the country, across Europe, when COVID allows, and try and bring you all the latest news as I can across all my channels on social media, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and obviously on goal.com where all my reports go up. So thank you as always for your support, and if you're new to it, please hit that subscribe button and I'll try and keep you as updated as I can on all things Arsenal. Now let's talk about Mesut Ozil. Hasn't played in months, hasn't been in any squad this season, yet he always dominates the headlines because of who he is, because he's Mesut Ozil. He's Arsenal's highest paid player, he's a World Cup winner, he's a superstar, one of the biggest names in football. But he is not going to be playing for Arsenal until February at the earliest. My information tells me he has been left out of the Premier League squad, the 25-man Premier League squad, just as he has the Europa League squad, which you already knew about, and he will not be playing again for Arsenal until February at the earliest. But let's face it, unless something miraculous happens and there is a huge change of heart, Mesut Ozil will never be playing football for Arsenal again. He would have played his last game, quite fittingly, it would have been against West Ham before last season, just before lockdown, and he would have provided the assist for Arsenal's winning goal. It's kind of fitting for Mesut that will be his last game. It's such a shame it's come to this, but it has. It's a sad state of affairs. It's sad. I've loved watching Mesut Ozil play for Arsenal. I've said it many times. He's genius on the ball. Really enjoyed him at times. Sometimes he's not been great. I think you've got to say it's been fairly inconsistent time, the 7 years, but it's been some absolutely brilliant times, and he's been a joy to watch at times. But it's looking like we will not see him again. He's not been included in that 25-man Premier League squad, nor is Socrates. Again, just the same as with the Europa League squad. So those are the two senior stars that Mikel Arteta has left out. The rules are that Arsenal are not allowed to have any more than 17 non-homegrown players over the age of 21 in the squad. So this 25-man squad has to be filled up with at least 8 homegrown players. Now, the Arsenal's problem is they have 19 non-homegrown players above the age of 21 in the squad because they failed to get some players out during the transfer window, like Ozil, who they wanted to get out, like Kolasinac, who they wanted to get out, like Mustafi, like Socrates. Plenty of players they tried to get out, couldn't, and that has left them with 19, which means that 2 have to be left out. And just like the Europa League squad, it's been Mesut Ozil and Socrates. Those are the 2 that Mikel Arteta has decided. Unlike in the Europa League squad, William Saliba will be in it because you do not have to be, because he's under 21 and you don't have to have been at the club for 2 years. Which is the rule, UEFA rules, which is why he wasn't left in the Europa League squad. But he will be in the Premier League squad because he's under the age of 21. Same as Gabriel Martinelli, even though at the moment he is injured, but he is working his way back to that. Been lots of reaction to it already. I've just put the news out on Twitter, dropped my article that's just gone live on Goal. I'll put that in the description box below for you to read regarding the Ozil situation. And like I said, I think it's sad. He's been such a wonderful player. Definitely been inconsistent. There's been times when he's really disappointed. There's no getting around the facts. And his numbers have dipped pretty alarmingly in the last few years since he signed that new contract. Let's face it just hasn't worked really. As much as we were all excited when he signed the new contract, it just hasn't really worked. For one reason or another. I'm not going to sit here and blame Ozil for it because he certainly wasn't helped by Unai Emery. I think that really knocked him a lot. Looked like he was back on track under Mikel Arteta. Then obviously we went into lockdown, and since lockdown it's all gone wrong. He's not been involved at all. Mikel Arteta has been saying it's footballing reasons. We all know he didn't take the pay cut when the other squad members did, and that was during the lockdown. And since he's come back, he's not been involved in the squad. So many of you understandably believe it's because of the pay cut. I haven't got any distinct information on, definite information on what the reason is. Can only ask Mikel Arteta, which we do all the time, and we can only report on the answers that he has given us. But Mesut Ozil probably from now will not be playing football for Arsenal again. So ends the Mesut Ozil saga. Although he's still going to be around for another year or so, obviously going to be earning a lot of money for that. He could have gone in the summer. Has been interested in him in the summer. Lots of clubs, not lots of clubs, but there has been clubs in the Middle East, for example, who have been interested in taking Mesut Ozil, but he's decided not to go. Even though he knew he's probably not going to be playing, he wanted to stay in London. He's always said he's going to stay in London. He said it. His agent said it. Until his Arsenal contract expires, and that happens in the summer in 2021. And so until then, unless he has a change of heart and he decides to go in January, because Arsenal would certainly be open to him leaving in January again, because even though it's only a few months before the end of his contract, it would save the club £8 million. But unless Mesut Ozil has a massive change of heart and a change of stance, then he says he'll be staying until the end of his contract, even if he's not playing. And after today's decision, he is not going to be playing because he's not in the 25-man Premier League squad. So that's that on Ozil. Like I said, I'll drop the story in the description box below if you want to give that a read, which is the full story on the situation. Arsenal heading off to Vienna tomorrow ahead of their opening group stage game on Thursday night. They'll fly out, arrive sort of late evening in Vienna. We've got a press conference with Mikel Arteta, which is a late evening one, about 6:30. It's planned for. Whether that changes, we'll have to wait and see. So it's going to be a later evening one for news with Mikel Arteta, and we'll be speaking to a player as well, which is always the way ahead of the UEFA game. So as always, please do head over to my social media channels. Find me on Twitter at Charles_Watts, and I'll be reporting everything we get from that press conference. Team news wise, looks like definitely, obviously not going to be any Rob Holding. He was injured. He suffered a tight hamstring in the warm up against Manchester City at the weekend. No firm date yet being put on a possible return for Rob Holding, but you've got to be looking at 3 to 4 weeks. It's a hamstring injury, won't be involved tomorrow night, so you're probably looking at 3 to 4 weeks, but we'll find out for sure when Arsenal give their medical update ahead of the game on Thursday night, and that update should probably come tomorrow, Wednesday morning, I would say, in terms of the latest team news. Mustafi's in full training, Chambers is in full training. I think it's unlikely any one of those two will feature, though. I think Arsenal will certainly ease them back into action first, because they've been out for so long from such big injuries that Arsenal want to take the time, and they won't want to rush either of them into action. So doubt either of those two will be in the squad for the game against Rapid Vienna. I expect Mikel Arteta still to take a pretty strong squad with him, though. It's what he does for these competitions. He's done it in the Carabao Cup, he did it in Europa League last season. Doesn't make too many changes, but I certainly hope to see Emil Smith-Rowe featured. Really excited about seeing Smith-Rowe, and I hope he will be there. I think Thomas Partey may well get a start as well. Obviously came on for the last 8 minutes against Manchester City. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Mikel Arteta uses this game on Thursday night to give Partey his first start and to get more minutes under his belt and to help that adaptation period, which we all know can take a while with new signings, but hopefully Arsenal will not take too long when it comes to Thomas Partey. So wouldn't be surprised to see him start. Lacazette as well. Obviously only got a few minutes against Manchester City. I think he certainly could be in line for another start as well. But then you've got the Eddie Nketiah situation. So interesting to see what formation Mikel Arteta plays and exactly what starting lineup he will go for. I will do a video nearer the time looking at my predicted 11 for that game, and hopefully do one as well after the press conference. I want to get all the latest news from Mikel Arteta ahead of that game. Just a quick one on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He's been coming down for a lot of grief. I think I spoke about it on the video yesterday as well, but I just do think we've all got to calm down about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. To be fair, it's not really Arsenal fans. There's been a lot of media. I've been turning on my radio. I've been hearing radio people saying, oh, he's turned it off since the new contract. That's just rubbish in my eyes. He's not turned it off. He's not working any less hard. I had a look at the stats earlier in terms of running distances, and he got a load of grief for against Man City not being involved in game, not working hard enough. But you look at his stats, he ran the second furthest. He ran 10.49 kilometres against Manchester City. That's the second furthest of any game this season. The only one he ran further than that was Liverpool, 10.51. The 2 games where he didn't have a shot in the whole game. and everyone's using that because he didn't have a shot, saying he's not working hard enough, he's not getting the chances. It's just rubbish. He's still working as hard as possible. It's just not happening for him in front of goal at the moment because he's not getting the chances, he's not getting the opportunities, he's not getting chances created for him. So any criticism you hear of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang saying he's not doing it because of his new contract, just ignore it. It's not the case at all. He's still working as hard as ever. He did the most sprints against West Ham, the most sprints against Liverpool, the most sprints against Manchester City. Orb was working as hard as he always does for Arsenal. It's just not happening in front of goal. But as soon as he gets a chance, next time out, I expect him to score and go back scoring as regularly as he always does since he signed for Arsenal. Thank you for watching, everyone. Do appreciate your time. As always, like I said, read the report on goal in the description below about Mesut Ozil. Head over to goal.com for all your Arsenal news throughout the week, and you'll find it all on my social media channels as well, at Charles_Watts on Twitter, and just type in Charles Watts Arsenal on Facebook and I will come up there as well. Thanks for watching, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will speak to you all very, very soon.